Alright, next we're going to jump into Runesets and runes. I'm going to try to make this as least complicated as possible and really refer to my written guide on Monster Forums to sort of help out a lot. There's a guy named Charge, Charge, uh, on the forum post that actually posted one of these spreadsheet type uh, thingamajiggers that went through all the different rune sets and showed you which does what and what stat and whatnot. So really good guide and right up there. So thank you, Charge, for contributing to the guide. Um, all right, so for those new, what runes basically are static increases to stats on your gear. There's slots on your gear. And you can improve them by using getting runic modules, so to speak, or you can re-roll the type of rune using runic fluxes. Um, Runic fluxes are very expensive. However, if you're in a guild that is pretty cool and has several different players hopefully playing, you'll be able to get a lot more runic fluxes. But again, I'm not going to focus too much on this. That was just basically an introduction to what runes are. And one thing I will say before I go any further is that if you're new and this confuses the crap out of you, um, I would highly suggest getting Rune Master. I'll see if I can't bring it up to show you what it looks like before I go into talking more about runes. Alright, so this is Rune Master. Basically, this allows you to min-max what you're looking for your particular character. So as you can see down here, it's got all my different rune slots, the types down on the left side here, and the gear that it is associated to. And you have all the different rune sets up top. So it's really nice and specific for you. Also, you note down here on the bottom right, they have several different stats that you may be looking for. So let's say, for example, I wanted grit instead of insight. What happens is I click on grit, and suddenly these highlighted runes, right, will show me where, like, say, for example, I wanted haste. Well, I can go down here and I click on this, and hey, I can get grit with haste if that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, naturally, we're going to want insight, support power, and so you can sort of click on the stats that you're looking for, and rune appropriately for what you're looking for. So also, one little note that I like about Rune Master as well is it allows you to look at the changes you've made in your runes, right, and see the benefits to the stats. It shows a base on the left side, and it shows the change if you rune, or changes that you rune, what your stats will look like after. So pretty cool um, add-on. And I would highly suggest it to anyone, like I said, that is new to runing. Highly suggest it. It simplifies this process, makes it a lot easier on you. So it also has a couple little neat things I would like to show you. Is like you can set up a plan, right, where you go through and it's like, say I want to do, I don't know, Life Giver, whatever. You can go through and change all your runes around to do Life Giver and then save it. In which case, it allows you to save it so that, if you log out or whatnot, you have that plan saved. So you can basically make plans of how you want your runes set up, and in the event that you don't have money, which I tend to do a lot because I'm always playing with my runes, and runes are expensive. You'll still have a plan available for you that you did. So it's sort of a guide to help you with the whole runing process. It also gives you the option to, once you've made those changes, you click on the rune station to open it up, and it gives you the option to craft the runes in Runes Master. It also shows you what you're missing that you might need to pick up to make the runes. So, all in all, it's a great add-on. I think last time I just basically said, well, get Rune Master, but I didn't. I wanted to kind of go through and show people what it looked like and what it does, because it really is a nice add-on. All right. So when it comes to runes, I will tell you this: follow the stat priority. Basically, 1680 Moxie is where you want to be at. Once you reach Moxie, good God Almighty, sorry, guy, Insight, 1680 Insight is where you want to be first and foremost. After which point you want to go after support power to around 4K plus. Um, and then you want to move your runes towards crit. Like I said, there's no reason to rune focus recovery at all, because we don't need it. We get plenty from our gear and whatnot, so don't need to rune that. And since crit severity is such a bad stat, or it's our least favorable stat, I should say, it's not really a bad stat, but it's just not as good as others. So you don't really want to go after crit severity as well if you can help it. I know in my setup, I think I did a couple crit severity only because I didn't want to spend the money to re-roll slots and whatnot. So I did. I believe it's on Spirit Sense, I want to say, maybe even Synapses, but I can't remember exactly. But anyway, that's basically, a guide to how you should be runing. Of course, if you want to see more, I think I did a like just regular runes. What type of rune goes with what type of stat, to give you new espers and an idea that of kind of what you're looking for on pieces of gear and whatnot. So anyway, the rune sets I would go after. The first and foremost, if you don't go after anything else, I would highly suggest getting Focus Region. It increases our max focus. The 12 set does, by 128, and grants a 50% chance to restore 16 focus when you land a critical heal. It can only occur every 5 seconds, but still, it's a very nice set to get. And like I said, if you don't get anything else I talk about from this point on, get that. It does help a great deal with healing. With the Esper, so the next one I would go after is actually Team Player, I'm going to say first, simply because Team Player and Fusion Gorge well, first and foremost, Team Player is a general rune set, and Fusion Gorge is a Elden rune set. So what that basically means is the Elden rune set is obviously going to be harder to rune and more expensive to rune than Team Player will be. Team Player does basically the same thing that I have here. It's just basically what it does is it gives you support power statically, and grants a 25% chance to restore an additional 43 health in my case, when landing a heal on an ally that is below 30% health. So most people go after this for the static support power that it gives. Because like I said, support power is very important to us. It always increases all of our heals by a certain amount. So I would certainly go after Team Player next, over Fusion Gorge, for my reasons stated earlier. Next, We go after the class set, Synapsis. Basically, what it does is once you get to 5 side points, it gives you this buff that increases your crit rate. And the full set, 15 set, gives you 92 crit hit rate. So it's about a percent and a half, but it's still a pretty good set. Um, Next, I would go after Spirit Sense. Spirit Sense basically has a cool looking animation. Let's try to get it to proc. There it is. You get these little swirly, I guess they're fish, or some people might call them ghosts, going around you. But basically what it does is the 12 set, whenever you critically heal an ally, you have a 100% chance to become haunted. Which basically means that your crit hit and crit severity ratings go up by 133 for 5 seconds. So, as you can see, this is another reason why you don't go after crit or crit severity, as far as priority goes. Because you get so many rune sets that increase that anyway. So, it's still a great set, though. I enjoy it. Who doesn't enjoy critical hits? Critical heals going off and shit. But anyway, after that, I would go towards haste. This, is an all-around great utility set to have. I mean, you can use it in various situations. Say, you're out of range of your tank, or you're out of range of that DPS who's running away from you for some stupid reason. Sorry, DPS, but you do that stuff. This allows you to catch up to them, hopefully a little quicker and get in range to heal them. So it's an all-around good utility spell. I mean, you can move out of telegraphs quicker without having to use dash charges. It's just really all around a good utility rune set, and I would highly suggest going after it. Now, those are the ones I highly recommend. But like I said, if you don't get anything else, get Focus Region at least, guys. It's just a big help, and it has a more profound effect on your healing than most of the other rune sets do. But just going to bring back up Rune Master just for a second to show you some other probable and suggested rune sets. If you still have a ton of slots, like right now I have no slots that are regular runes. I have all my runes are going into rune sets, so I can't increase it until I at least get better gear. But another couple notable rune sets I would go after is Shield Specialist. It's just, gives you a chance to restore health when you get hit. Increases your... Oh, sorry. Wrong one. It basically increases your max shield capacity by a certain set amount, and it reduces the shield reboot time by 1 second. So, not a bad set, and from what I understand, it's from Thrills, Enigma, Esper. Thank you so much for your help, by the way. With the guide, it was one thing he or she suggested was going after Shield Specialists, Crystallize, because it increases your health. It does. Once you drop below 50% health, it does deal magic damage to 5 foes within 6 meters and roots them. But it's still a good set overall for increasing your survivability. Both Shield Specialists and Crystallize do that quite well. Fusion Guard, it also gives you armor, and when you drop below 30% health, it gives you even more armor. So again, these are like, survivability rune sets, more or less. that allow you to live, because a dead healer does not heal. So, all right, I think that basically covered everything I wanted to cover in talking about runes and rune sets. Next up, we'll talk about a couple of different builds. Some of them are quite fun builds. Keep that in mind. They're not something that I would run all the time, um, nor would I recommend them for rating. You know, a lot of them I wouldn't recommend for rating, but it more or less gives you options and allows you to start thinking out of the box, so to speak. So anyway, give me a couple minutes and we'll jump right into that. I'm going to check the dashboard again to see if there was any questions people had posted.